Hello everyone, the Pieman here for some more Star Trek Online, and once again we are with Doug Mk'Kinnon, on one of the side quests basically. This one, you now know why I've picked our temporal agent and person who's been to the 23rd century, because finally you have found out, if you came in late, we've been tracking some Davidians from Berta Cardassian skirmish, and then to deal with some problems on this old knackered station, Rosanna. And we found that they're pulling victims from the 23rd century to drain their neural energy, so we are going to have to go and stop them by travelling back in time. Hence why I picked my temporal agent for this one, because, time travel's his thing, and he's from the 23rd century, so it kind of all works out quite nicely. It's like poetry, it rhymes. So that's what we're going to do. Like I say, we found them in the depths of the station, we defeated them, but we found their temporal portal. Oh, there's one. And so now what we're going to do is use that temporal portal to go back and stop them in the 23rd century. So fortunately, we don't have to run through that whole thing, but we can only take a small team because we're trying to avoid affecting the timeline. So fortunately, you don't have to see me walk through all the levels. Oh yeah, we also encountered a spooky hologram. That happened. So Scarvin's telling me a properly modulated energy discharge should allow us to use this portal to follow the Davidians back through time. Once we get there, though, it might be a bit trickier to get back. We should bring as few people as possible to minimise distorting the timeline. Okay, so we're just going to shoot it. Take the portal to the past. Now, what I like, so Scarvin's saying, we're still in Rosanna Station, just in the past. We need to be very careful here, Captain. If we damage the station or hurt anyone, we could damage the timeline irrevocably. Even if Drake doesn't care about the Temporal Prime Directive, we should. We're still Starfleet officers. So I've said set hit weapons to stun. We're still in the computer core, Captain. Strange, I wonder why there's no one here. From what I remember about the time period, there should be someone here, even a technician. If we can find the right parts, we could cobble together a subspace field emitter and perhaps get an idea of what the Davidians are doing here, but using 23rd century technology will make it more difficult. The Federation won't develop ways to detect the subspace variances that divisions use until almost a century from now. I'll make a list of equipment that we can use to fine-tune Rosanna Station's centyury. We could probably find the regulator component somewhere near the computer core and an induction coil on the power system level. Now what I like is they have recreated the areas we've been to previously, but in this lovely TOS style colour. I just love the effort in that. Again, I have a lot of love for this this particular set of missions. Door seems to be locked. Oh, we've got another temporal probe to look at as well. No wonder there's nobody here. The station's on medical alert. Non-essential personnel are confined to quarters and the computer core is locked down. Unfortunately, the lockdown works both ways. No one can get in, but we can't get out. Lucky for us, these old systems had some well-documented problems, so it shouldn't be too difficult to override the door. So these old geotronic computers have a memory fault that makes them susceptible to overloads. An overload could cause it to lose processes like the one locking the door. In this century, there shouldn't be any tasks that can overload them, but there's an infamous 24th century warp geometry problem that would be insoluble with the processing power available to this computer. If we set the console to divert processing to parts of the problem, we might be able to cause a memory overwrite that would make the computer lose its security lockdown. I just tried to run Train Simulator World, but that's just me. Now, I'm actually going to do a quick scan, because I wonder if that temporal probe is... it's just pointing me to the console I have to use. So, or that's where we are, but we'll have a thorough look around. So, look at this main console. So it's saying no faults detected. So if I check, Bank 1's working, Bank 2's queued, Bank 3's queued. So basically this is one of these puzzles where if I go to this console, so I can bank switch memory bank 1 to queued. And so what will happen then is if I go back here, this now says bank 1 is queued, so all my banks are queued. But I've got 3 consoles and they both switch different banks. Oh, there's a chronal distortion. I wonder if it's in the same place as the last one. So this one controls 1 and 2. So I can bank switch them both and they'll now be working. I think I've got to get them all to working. Oh, yep. The chrome distortion is in exactly the same place. Would you look at that? So we're just scanning that. And unlock the probe. Nice to get it this early. Oh, it's one of these things. It's Sudoku. So to make all the rows and columns of the square add up to 15. So we'll do this vertical one first. So set variable b to 1. That's 15. Yep, that works. So then I can go across the top road. So that'll be, variable a would be 7. Having to do mental arithmetic here, I hope you all appreciate it. And 8, 3, so variable c should be 3. Yay! So this probe was collecting medical data. Apparently Nakul are interested in the effects of Davidian neural draining in humanoid psychology. If they can acquire enough data, they might be able to duplicate the ability and weaponize it. Well, let's make sure that doesn't happen and erase the files. Oh, contains some equipment, so we get a personal shield. I will take that. Now there is another computer, if I remember it's up. Yeah, it's over this end. So this one runs 1 and 3. So if I switch banks 1 and 3, I'm going to actually drop back down, take the quick way down. So what we have is bank 1 is queued, bank 2 is working, bank 3 is working. So what we should now be able to do is go back to this console first. Again, sorry, I've not really shown this solution because I was faffing, so if I switch that, and he said, yeah, that's done it, that should open the door now. So yeah, bit of puzzle solving. Uh-oh, here's a guy. Hey, what are you doing here? That's what
are you doing down here? The station is on
He's
medical
Lieutenant
alert.
Myers.
Nobody's supposed to be in the computer core area but me. Hey, is that a weapon? Don't try anything, or I'll have to stun you.
I'm lost.
The lift shouldn't have let you come down to this level. How did you get here?
Well, I can either say I came through the portal of the future, attack him, or I was stuck in the lift when the station went to alert. This is where it let me out.
You should have used the intercom to call for assistance. It's not safe to move about the station during a medical alert.
Right, well I should get back up to the main station areas.
Follow me. I'm going to call security for an escort.
Right, so I can either say I'll wait for the escort, attack him, or if I'm contagious, won't that be dangerous?
I guess you're right. Look, just go up to the maintenance lift, get to the emergency medical center as soon as possible, and get checked out. There's a doctor up there who has set up a triage center for the affected patients.
Oh, thank you. Right. He said I should probably put security lock on the main level, so he's wandering off. But again, you can see this is the same corridor we went down with all the spooky chains. This is just it new. Now, there's another little puzzle. So Tarsy's saying she's reading a patrol ahead. Since the station's a medical alert, they're probably following a standard pattern. Maybe we'll sneak past them or lock them in a side room. So I'm looking out for the security patrol. Because again, we're trying not to kill anyone. They're not in this side room. But are they in... That looks like it's open. Yep, they are, so I'm going to lock. Don't look this way. Haha! Caught them. But you can see this is where we were exploring. Or Triolic waves, must be Davidian somewhere near this. Oh, there's a woman at a computer console. Oh, hang on, did I have to pick stuff up in some of these rooms? That does look like it's a level down. I'll go in there. Oh, it's just to lock the door. There's nothing worth taking there. Is that maybe where this guy went? Yep, there's a thing to nick. So we found a geotronic transducer. We've still got to get a plank regulator as well. Just checking I've not missed anything down here, but it doesn't look like it. Is that caught up with my puzzles and stuff? No. Nothing in here. Right, that's fine. Keep a bit of a closer eye on this map. And hope that the security team haven't worked out how to open a door. I mean, they're Starfleet security, so they're not exactly the best and brightest. No one's in there. So it looks like this lady at her console here. Maybe I should have changed back into more 23rd century uniform, be a bit inconspicuous. Oh, we've abandoned Scarvin somewhere.
Oh hey, you shouldn't be here. You should get up to the quarantine area.
So I'm going to say, what are you working on?
Oh, just running a level 3 diagnostic on the subsystem. The computers on this station are state of the art. I can simulate an entire copy of the station and display every piece of it as a wireframe model.
Well, that's impressive.
I know, isn't it? I'm very fortunate to be able to work here. Working on a station like this really strikes home just how modern and new everything is.
Isn't this subsystem tied into the computer core?
Yes, although it has its own memory and subprocessor as well. It can even work in parallel with the computer core's main processor.
So I'm trying to get her off this console. What happens when you tie it into the main memory?
Here, I'll show you. That's odd. The core isn't responding to my request. I need to go talk to Lieutenant Myers. Make sure you get up to the quarantine area and get checked out by the doctor.
So that means it doesn't make much of a difference, but at least we haven't had to knock her out. So now we can. So apparently improper access can cause injury or death to this. For hardware access, disable power taps, discharge static electricity, unclamp safety cage, unclamp data lead. So disconnect power. Then it was discharge static electricity. So such static discharge plate. Discharge static electricity, unclamp data lead. So, unlock safety cage if I remember the next one. And remove computer monitor. Take the plank regulator. So that's us got that. So we've got enough stuff to build this thingy now. Quickly scan some titanium ores. While I was picking up a little bit of salvage. Wonder which bit of scenery Scarvin got snagged on, but doesn't matter. He should respawn when we get to the next bit of the level, because there's our lift. Oh, no, that's not our lift, that's just a wall. Well, I thought it was our lift. One more up, there's our lift. There he is. Shenanigans! Tarsy's saying this isn't the power distribution level, they must override the lift. We're betting on being an atmospheric processor with an evil hologram again. Data and security will be here any minute. We're going to get out, we better do it quickly. Better look for alternatives. Find a console so we can override the turbo lift. So. Lock door with encryption key. And oh! We could climb through a Jeffries tube. Another group of Starfleet security ahead. If we're cautious, we might be able to avoid them while they're not looking. So. There they are. Alright, I'm looking. Quickly, run across the room, hope for the best. Ah! Did Scarvin get caught in scenery again? No. So we all made it this far. Now this is the problem, that eventually there are ones you
Hold it right there.
Okay, Lieutenant Simeon. Oh, apparently we just got to attack. Eat heavy sun. Well, I got vaporized. But they appear to be just standing dumbly, but let's override the lock. And we only stunned like 3 people, and 2 of them just gave up. Oh, we are in the same level. Stuck literally here again. But again, I do like the fact that they made up the whole, you kept the map the same. Right, let's go to power distribution. Sir, we should be able to find an induction coil as part of the power systems. Then we need to rig the inducer to the century and we can pinpoint the Davidian's incursion. Okay. Oh, here's someone. So she's saying the epidemic is getting out of hand. That isn't wanting to talk to us. Fair enough. So, it's McCoy. I'm going to try and McCoy. You're there. Don't just stand here. Come over and give me a hand. People are dropping like flies in this station. It's all I can do to keep up. So I'm going to say, who are you? In fact, I'm just going to say what's going on because I know who he is because I've met him.
I will give you some advice. Know anything about that? Can't say that I do. That's weird. As a Vulcan call, you might say.
What's going on? Some kind of illness is affecting the people on the station. Blue flashes and ghost stories. There has to be a reason for it, and we need to stop it. People are dying here. Okay, I'll ask him who he is. Who are you? McCoy, Leonard H., but no time for introductions. So what do you need me to do? As far as I can tell, these people reported seeing the strange blue flashes of light. Now they're all dying. They're worse than dead. Their brains are gone. Whatever this disease is, it's suppressing brain activity at an alarming rate. It's almost as if the energy between the neurons was being removed somehow. The blue flashes seem associated with a strange form of radiation, so we set up a triage center here. That crazy engineer said the power distribution station is heavily shielded. What kind of radiation? How should I know? I'm a doctor, not an engineer. Kind of coming across more Carl Urban, but not even Carl Urban. He did a really good McCoy. The blue flashes are still happening anyway. We need some way to replace that neural energy, jumpstart their brain somehow. And now I'm going to do the classic Trek thing of, like rebooting a computer. I suppose that's one way of looking at it, but the mind is a much more complex and delicate instrument. Maybe that's the key. The brain might be able to restart itself if stimulated correctly, give it the energy it needs and the stimulus to make it spread through the nervous system. I'll need to know how much neural energy the survivors have so we can figure out how much they've lost. Then we'll need to apply cortical stimulators to the correct frequency. It's no panacea, but it may save the lives of the crew. Scarvin's like, saving lives is important and making sure that everything turns out the way it should. Come on, grab a tricorder and start checking neural activities in some of these survivors. Take note of your readings. We're going to have to calculate the difference from a healthy mind and determine the right frequency to stimulate the brain. A normal neuron has a resting potential of minus 70 millivolts. Once you have some readings, we'll calibrate a stimulator to try and revive some of these people. Now, one of the things and why I like having this mission and why I use Doug as well, and I'll hopefully find the clip and cut it in, but we met McCoy in the 23rd century when we were still there, and he said, don't I know you from somewhere? Because you see, this is set before you left the 23rd century. So McCoy had met you here, but you hadn't met him. It's gone all wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. So let's have a scan this person. This is the problem, this is one where you've got to try and remember numbers, so good luck. So I'll scan her resting. So she's 58 millivolts, normal 70. Her sodium pumps plus 15 and plus 30. So plus 15 it should be. And for anomalous, so likely cause So yeah, she's got some sort of thing there. And then let's go and scan this mad lad over here. So again, 60. The sodium potassium gates are damaged and damaged forcible air movement. So, right. Talk to Dr. McCoy. Try to get some neurosurgery. So normal human 70, normal activity is plus 30. This is the bit. Positively charged exterior, positively charged interior and exterior. So it's minus 70 plus 30. Positive exterior and positive sodium exterior positively charged, potassium positively charged interior and exterior. I will not remember this. I could request an explanation. We need to restore the mind to its baseline state. That's it. So I will calibrate the simulator. So normal resting potential is 70. That was plus 30. Was that right? Oh, McCoy's off to try and find out. Hopefully he doesn't kill the guy. Oh, he looks better. Feels strange, but better. It worked! We need to get this to the station commander. Come on! Scarvin said this might be a good chance for us to find that induction coil. Oh, not here, nope, down the next corridor. And that's quite neat, you've got a crew in there saying someone said they saw a ghost on the habitation level. Ah. Again, we've seen these structures in other parts. Like I say, I really like how they kind of built the set out the same bits. So we've got the induction coil, and it's all gone a bit blue again, so now we've got to tie it into the station scanners. Back in this room. And into this kind of fenced off area. So we're integrating our subspace emitter. Scarver said it's working. The emitter has adjusted the scanners. What do you make of these readings? Shows that the station is becoming suffused with triologic radiation. The radiation is coming from Driffin's comet. The comet itself is emitting massive amounts of triolic energy. They must have realised its natural source of energy, and they're using it as an easy way to shift into sync with us. It's like riding the wake behind a ship in the water. They love that Star Trek thing of using an example to explain. But that's not all. They're harnessing the triolic waves and infusing it with chronoton particles. With that, they could enough energy to move the entire station out of phase, maybe the sector. We have to stop them. And Tar said the comet's the key, but we can't do anything about it without a ship, and I don't think a 23rd century vessel is going to be able to do the job. But Scar said it's clear we have to find a way to destroy the comet. We could use one of the auxiliary reactors to sync with the subspace emitter we got hooked up to the station to make a portal that'll take us back. Once we make it back, we'll have to report and find a way to bring the ship back with us and destroy the comet. So we will do that first. So that's what we're after. Right. Oh, we've got some Davidians. Just to defeat these guys. Ah, he's got me in his catchy thing. Right, Scarvin's found another problem. We've absorbed too much triolic radiation, so travelling at the gate again could cause us poisoning. Normally just use hydronolin to flush it out, but our medical supplies aren't protected against phase shifting. Our hydronolin supply is already irradiated. This isn't the sort of problem that comes up frequently. We need a large dose to chelate out the existing radiation and protect us for the transition. There's one person who could probably get it for us, which would be McCoy. So we have to go and acquire a chelation dose from McCoy. Go back, everyone's looking a bit healthier. Something else you need? Actually, I've got a friend who took a little too much triolic radiation and could use some hyaronolin. A friend, eh? With all the radiation flares the station's experiencing, we're probably going to be a little short on hydronol ourselves. I can maybe spare a hypo, but if your friend is getting radiation, he or she's on the station already. I'll need a double dose to chelate a significant amount of radiation. You should never lie to your doctor or your bartender. That much radiation means you'll experience something close to the epicenter, like fooling around with triolic waves. You don't need green blood and pointy ears to know that's a bad idea. But when the people on the station needed it, you came through. I appreciate that. I can spare a few doses, just don't let the station's captain hear about it. Thanks. Look, I'm not sure who you are or where you came from, but I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. I'm just an old country doctor, but I know better than to ask questions about a little unexpected help. You probably shouldn't loiter around here much longer or people will start to ask questions. I'm going to put these cortical stimulators to good use. And thanks, you saved a lot of lives today. It's not a great McCoy like this, I'll have to give it. Scarvin said we can take the portal back to our time whenever we're ready. Let's go! So, we've got to report this in. Let's beam off the station, because I imagine Drake's going to want to chat with us again.
Welcome to Jordana.
That wasn't Drake.
So Driffin's comet is the source of the triolic radiation. That explains a lot. However, we cannot simply destroy it in our time. The Davidians have the means to go back to the 23rd century and harness its energy there. However, that will be their only other chance. Before that, there's no Drozana station, so there's no place that will be close enough to the comet's trajectory to be of use to them. The only logical solution is to alter the past. Destroy the comet there, and save the Federation. As it happens, I have access to a way to transport your ship back to the 23rd century. It's risky, but I think the odds are in your favor. And if they aren't, there's always time for another try. I'll make the arrangements. Stay in touch. Drake out. Until next time.
Congratulations, Admiral.
So he's not voiced for this one apparently, but our mission, we've determined that the Davidians are using triolic energy or Driffin's comet to ease the entry into our phase variants. That should cause a Valdi instant neutral zone. But it's worse than that. It's possible that given the amount of triolic energy in the comet, the Davidians will be able to destabilize the aerospace surrounding the comet. They will pull everything through it into their phase variants. This is murder on my throat. In essence, they're trying to steal the entire sector. The resulting effects for surrounding space would make the destruction of Romulus look like a popping a party favour. One moment, I have to cough. Mix of McCoy and Drake is not doing me any favours. The only thing we can do to stop it is to destroy the comet before the Davidians can use it. It's not enough to do it in the present, because the Davidians would still have access. In the 23rd century, when the comet moves past Rosanna Station, we have to destroy it there. You'll need your ship this time, so you can't use the portal on the station. I can help you get to the past, but you'll need to follow my instructions precisely. Good luck.
Until next time.
Oh, your voice now, are you? So, that was a thoroughly enjoyable mission in my view. Love a little puzzle solving, some... and again, mostly puzzle solving, very little pew-pew in that one. But I loved the fact that they'd all the spooky lower levels and all the bits of Drozana that we've seen, they've kind of recreated in the TOS style, and I just thought that really worked well. So, a mission I had a lot of fun with. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Like I say, I'm really enjoying this series of missions. Again, if you did, please put it in the comments. Again, always like and subscribe, because that helps me with the nebulous mess that is YouTube's algorithm. You can talk to me in the comments on Blue Sky at Pieman70, or at Mastodon at Pieman70 at Mastodon Social. Although, like I say, probably Blue Sky or the comments are probably your best bit to go to. Again, lots of other Star Trek and other game related content on the channel, so if you want any of that, please do watch through the other videos. They're adequate. And again, I hope you'll join me next time for more of this. Until then, once again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time, but bye for now.